I don't like this white man. And he is obsessed with her. The ick. The ick. The ick. As I start filming this, I don't know if I filmed an intro for this reading vlog or not. Oh well. So it's another week, another reading vlog. These are the books that I want to get through because they've been sitting in my TBR for a long time, and I'm abandoning the TBR jar altogether. We have these two books by indie author Alana Fraser. There's Solar Eclipse of the Heart, and then Hop, Skip, and a Wedding. These are both the first books in their separate series. And then we also have this series, what is it, Midnight Heats by Talia Hibbert. We are back in our Talia Hibbert bag. I've never read The Princess Trap, so we're going to read The Princess Trap, and then it also says these two books are also in the series, The Roommate Risk and The Fake Boyfriend Fiasco. And I honestly didn't know that these were all together because these two covers are way different from this cover, but I did see that these covers, especially this one, was marketed a lot by Talia. It was very new. Gracie loves this book, and she talks about it all the time because she loves Talia Hibbert. So I was like, you know what? I'll get it because I'd rather have this cover than the one with real people on them. You know this. If you've been here long enough, you know that. So yeah, that's the plan for this week. Let's get into it. That I'm starting this book on the day of the eclipse? I think not. I honestly didn't think about it until I grabbed it this morning. Now, I'm gonna be so serious. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm gonna be so for real. The most for real I've ever been in my life. I don't like this white man. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's sassy. Not even like sassy and like, oh, he's not no, he's sassy, but it's audacity. It's just so much audacity coming out of his mouth from the moment he steps on the page. And this is like the same energy I felt when I tried to read All I Wanted, All I Needed for the first time. And I was like, why is he so rude? This one, why are you so rude? So rude, automatically and constantly rude. I don't like it. I don't like him. I don't like that you're showing him to me. I don't like this white man. I don't. So I'm probably going to move on to her other book, which is A Friends to Lovers, which I love that trope. I think it's like a friends to lovers and the girl's getting married and the guy's like, not on my watch. And it seems a bit shorter than this one, so I'm excited for that one. But it's just like everything was fine up until we got to the man. I don't like his personality at all, and I only got to like chapter 9, so maybe by the end of the week, if I finish all the other books, I'm gonna come back to it. But right now, I can do without him. I can live without him. I think what I've realized when it comes to enemies to lovers is that if the banter I don't find funny and I don't find one of the characters or both of the characters likable, then anytime they bicker, anytime they fight, every time I'm just like, you're rude and you're mean and I don't like you. That's what it is. It's like if I can't find either character's likable and then you want to sit here and bicker and fight and it's not even funny, it's just mean. No, like enemies to lovers is always a hit or miss for me. And this one is missing right now. It's missing right now. And I don't know if I can go through another several chapters unless he's going to grovel, beg for forgiveness for just being like an all-around douchebag. Not even douchebag, just like entitled jerk. That's what it is. He's an entitled jerk that no one likes being around. And like in this book, her main tactic is like fight back, be petty. Mine would be like silent treatment. Don't speak to me. I'm gonna pretend like you don't exist. So we're gonna move on to Hop, Skip, and a Wedding because I don't think I can do this. This now. I do enjoy it more than Solar Eclipse of the Heart just because I don't find either of the main characters irritating. I did like slightly find the female main character irritating, but then I remembered like the triggers for the book and then I'm just like, oh, okay, that explains it. But if I was in her case, they would be like, you're getting married to so-and-so. I'd be like, no, I'm not actually. Like, I'd run away so fast. But you know, this one's a bit shorter. I am halfway through, almost done, waiting for this happy ending. Seems like the first series that I was trying to read in this series are interconnected, like we mentioned the first couple in the first series. So hopefully I'll get back to it and finish it. Just gosh, that man is irritating. What's his name? Leo? You know what, Alana, your Instagram post for those books really, really brought me in, because if I knew he was like this, I would have been much wary of trying to read that one, honestly. But for this one, we have Linnea. I don't know how to say her name. Linnea. We'll call her Lynn. We have Lynn and Caden, and absolutely adore them. Obviously, it's just like the pining back and forth of them both being like, I want to be with this person, but on her side, she's like pining in her head but won't say anything out loud. On his side, he would say something out loud if she didn't have this preconceived notion of, I hate when guys are only friends with me just because they want to get with me. So it's just that going in their inner monologue. Meanwhile, on the outside, we have to deal with her annoying quote-unquote fiance, Joel. I'm sorry to anybody named Joel, but this Joel sucks. But tomorrow, we're going to continue. I don't know if I want to read outside, because it seems like it's going to be raining for the rest of the week after the eclipse yesterday. But we'll see what happens. But I'm liking it so far. Also, Lynn's parents suck. The ick. The biggest ick. This man just gave me the hugest ick. I can't. It feels like you don't even want to be. We're not even friends. Sir, we barely speak, and then you went up to my peppy and asked for my hand in marriage without my knowledge. Restraining order. Like, now she's sitting there just being like, no. You know what? I can't go to bed angry. I gotta stop. I have to stop reading. I can't go to bed angry. I can't go to bed mad. I can't go to bed mad. They're not real. So, we're 5 chapters in. Talia Hibbert Era again. Love her. Love them. Love their banter. Love their chemistry. Talia Hibbert is really good at writing banter. I've noticed that. And I was debating on picking this one up first, just because it says that these are all a series, but every other website, it seems like the fake boyfriend fiasco starts first, but it doesn't, it starts last. And I really wish this cover looked, like the artwork looked eerily similar to the other 2 books in the series. But this is cute as well. Not as cute as the other 2. The other 2 are so detailed and nice. But I'm gonna go inside because it's getting hot out here. But I am obsessed about how Ruben is obsessed with Cherry. Just off the bat, meeting her, he's like, I must have her. Don't you love that? We love that. We love boy obsessed love interests. read my book, edit a reading blog, or watch the new season of Heartbreak High. So my TV won't connect to the Wi-Fi, so I cannot watch Heartbreak High. Mercury retrograde has been kicking my ass lately. All technology is not on my side. But you know what? We're just gonna read. I'll just read instead. So, I'm so scared to edit because I feel like my computer's just gonna break down when I try to edit this reading vlog. And it's not even that long. So, finished The Princess Trap. Love The Princess Trap. You Ate Again, Miss Talia Hibbert. Found that so adorable. We love a boy-obsessed male main character. And he's a prince. Now we're moving on to The Roommate Risk. And everybody loves this book. Gracie loves this book. And I'm excited. What is it? Like friends with benefits and their roommates. And he is obsessed with her. Just, and look at that cover. So pretty. Don't know if I want to read this and then try to watch Heartbreak High again. Speaking of Heartbreak High, these are my predictions for Heartbreak High before I watch, right? Because I keep seeing spoilers. I keep seeing edits. So, straight up, 1, Ant and Harper? What's that about? Spider and Missy. Missy can be annoying, but Missy can do better than Spider. Everyone can do better than Spider. Spider doesn't deserve... No, I don't want that for Spider. I don't want Spider to prosper. And everybody else, I love you. Except for Sasha. Sasha's on 10, and she's worse than she was in season 1. They, turned her up, 20 notches. Irritating. She's so irritating now. Okay, I think I genuinely have a problem because I said I was going to read this, and then I watched 5 episodes of Heartbreak High. And updates now, at least now we understand why Spider is Spider. I wish Spider would stop acting how he acts. And until that happens, I don't care about Spider's love life. And Rowan? This is a weird turn for the season to take. I didn't think season 2 was going to be, oh, we have a stalker at school that's messing with Emery. Interesting. Yeah. Also, the entire sequence where they just get high in the woods, right? To the point where a student could have died. They were bit by, Quinny was bit by a venomous snake. And that teacher is still not fired for leaving a bunch of students unattended in the middle of the woods as he blindfolded them so they couldn't find their way back. He still has a job. Interesting. Anyway, now I'm only on chapter 2 of this, and the way this man is obsessed with this woman. He's obsessed with this woman. Literally has a whole paragraph just describing every aspect that he finds in her and how it's all sexy. I'm like, oh, see, this is the angst that I like. I like angst like this. You don't need angst from animosity. Angst from just pining. That's the angst that I love. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading this, and then maybe I won't get distracted trying to watch the rest of Heartbreak High, because I'm only 3 episodes away from finishing it. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a pause. Started solar eclipse of the heart on the day of the solar eclipse. Wasn't even thinking about it. Just happened to be a coinky dink. And I have to say, I did pause. I've taken a pause. I've taken a break. Maybe I'll continue, maybe not. This book follows Cam and Leon. Cam's family, she has several siblings. They're a bit rich. They live in an apartment that's owned by a family friend. And Cam's brother's like, oh, my friend Leon's coming to stay in America with us and go to school and da-da-da. And then when Leon and Cam meet, automatic enemies to lovers. We all know that's not my favorite. And in the way it's done in the first few chapters in this, not my favorite at all. I don't like it. First impressions are everything. His first impression to every person that interacted with him on his first day was like, this guy is a piece of shit. And automatically I was like, I also think he is a piece of shit. So I don't want to keep reading his sassy attitude, and it's just, he's rude, just rude for no reason. I don't want to keep reading that. Like, enemies to lovers. I like enemies to lovers when it's like fun banter. It's funny. I like both characters and I can laugh. I don't like him as a person. I feel like throughout the book, you will learn more about Cam and her past traumas with a prior relationship that they had, and they're going to unpack that and get to know each other more. But as of right now, can't stand this man, so I put it down. Then I jumped into Hop, Skip, and a Wedding because this is more my speed. It's like best friends to lovers, but one of the friends is in an arranged marriage. We follow Linnea and Caden. They met at college and then became best friends. Caden in love with her from the jump, doesn't say anything. They both proceed to work for her family's law firm. You could tell the relationship that Linnea has with her parents is a bit abusive, emotional neglect, and abusive relationship with her parents. And Caden's there right by her side every step of the way. Her parents do this whole arranged marriage plot with some politician's son trying to get Linnea married off. Meanwhile, Caden's like, not on my watch. No, but I can't just jump in there and be like, I will marry. Like it's a lot of Linnea feeling trapped in that she has to proceed with this relationship. The man in it sucks. The man she's married to, awful human being. His name is Joel. Sorry to everyone named Joel. I don't like you. And it's the whole shebang of, I'm attracted to my best friend, but I don't want to say anything to scare them off or make them uncomfortable, or if they don't ever want to be my friend again because of it, all that whole jazz. These two books are connected to each other. There's mentions of these characters within this book. And I don't particularly love doing that. I feel like I'm spoiling it for myself, but I legitimately could not get through that one because that man is just irritating anyway. Moving on. But you know, we have a little bit of a runaway bride moment, and then they live happily ever after. Next, we got the good stuff. I did finish The Princess Trap. I loved The Princess Trap. We have Cherry and Ruben. Ruben shows up to the place where Cherry works, automatically smitten with her, obsessed with her. It's like, I want to take her home. But then they get caught by paparazzi, and he's like, I know what I'll do. I'll tell them that she's my fiance. That way they have to stop harassing us. Genius plan. And now Cherry's trapped in this fake scheme with this man that she's very much attracted to. And, you know, they get to learn more about each other, unpack some traumas. His family sucks. Again, abusive. And then we have to work through all of that, and they live happily ever after. All of Talia Hibbert. I love books where the male main character is just obsessed with the female main character. Just obsessed. Just absolutely obsessed. Whatever you say, pretty brown eyes, that energy is my favorite. That's all of this book. It's all of this book. And none of these books in this Midnight Heat series are interconnected, by the way. I thought they would be. They're not. So I don't understand why these are a series in and of themselves. But whatever. We move. Next, I read The Roommate Risk. This is probably my favorite read from this week. It's best friends to friends with benefits to lovers. We have Raul and Jazz. Raul and Jazz met in college, hooked up once, and then just became friends afterwards because Jazz doesn't do commitment and doesn't do relationships. Raul is very straight and narrow. Jazz is very eccentric and out there. She's very free. Jazz, her apartment gets flooded. She has nowhere else to stay. So Raul's just like, just stay with me. Just stay with me. I have an extra room. Just stay with me. And, you know, in that close proximity of a sense, they're obviously attracted to each other. They've hooked up before. So she suggests friends with benefits. And Raul's like, I'm in love with you. Spoiler alert, Raul, obsessed with her, in love with her, will do anything for her, but also knows that if they ever try anything, it's not going to end up the way he would want. Jazz has a very hard time understanding if someone would ever want to be with her or love her or stay there for her because of past traumas, mommy issues. Mommy abandoned her. So she doesn't do love, she doesn't do commitment. Meanwhile, Raul was just sitting there just waiting for like one day, maybe, she'll want to be with me, whatever. But they proceed with this friends with benefits scenario. And the entire relationship obviously has the elements of dating. We do have some jumps back and forth between the past and now as we learn more about our characters and their relationship together through hard times, traumatic times, good times, and I love that. It's a lot like how they did it in Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, also does that. They do time jumps between past and present. And when Jazz's apartment gets fixed up, she obviously doesn't want to go back to that living situation. She hated that living situation. She'd rather live with Raul. And Raul's just like, yeah, we could just live together and keep doing the friends with benefits thing. And have a relationship that has all these elements of basically, we could date. And she's like, you're too good for me. No, I don't deserve to be loved. All this Jazz, she really needs to listen. Jazz is obviously standoff to the idea of dating or being in a committed relationship, and that caused a bit of an argument. But you know, they're gonna work it out and live happily ever after, and I highly recommend it. A good mix between sweet and spicy. I love this. If I could read this book for the first time again, I would. Absolutely adored it. Also, look at the cover. And lastly, The Boyfriend Fiasco. Now, it took me a minute to try to get through this one, and I don't know why. Actually, that's a lie. I do know why. The chapters, too long. Last time I read Talia Hibbert books, I always harped on these chapters being way too long, and that's how I felt with this one. This book is short, but the chapters are so long. I feel like unnecessarily long, just a little bit. We have Nick and Arya. Nick and Arya have a mutual friend, and they meet one night while Arya is at the mutual friend's sister's wedding. And Nick, again, off the bat, looks at her, smitten. Completely smitten. He's like, I must have her. Nick is a professional footballer, but no longer a professional footballer because of injuries that have now ended his football career. But he suggests to Arya, I'm going to a friend's party vacation type thing. It's like a week long, and I need someone to essentially be my fake girlfriend so all these random women don't try to harass me while I'm on my vacation. And she's like, But eventually she says yes. And Nick is head over heels in love with her. Arya, because of previous relationships that she's had, does not essentially vibe with that energy. Both of these characters have had like bad experiences in relationships. One is that he's not good at them, and hers is that she was in a relationship that was kind of toxic, but then that ended. Long story short, they work it out. HEA. They fell in love within a week. He was in love with her from the second he saw her. And there's like a little bit of like a biphobia scene in there, because his rival in the book is like, you shouldn't date Nick because he's not good at commitment because he's bisexual. And it's like, no, none of that biphobia in here, sir. Absolutely not. No. Arya shuts that thing down quickly. But yeah, at the end of the day, chapters. Too long for my liking. I gotta admit, too long. But that's all that I read this week. Next week, we'll see what happens. I might get back into the books that I DNF'd prior in March. Might not. Do you know, next month I want to do reading vlogs for Jade Legacy and Poppy War, because it's about time I get back into my fantasy era. Let's start with those. But yeah, that's all I read for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do all the things, hit all the buttons, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!